long
Look
time.
where we are. We are live from Campo dei Fiori with the fantastic Halle. Welcome, everybody. This is David, licensed tour guide of the city of Rome. We are here with, I'm working for Grayline-I of Rome, and thanks highly for hosting us today with this live.
Yay! Super excited. Let's get over to the comments section. We can welcome everybody. Zane is in here. Mark Pizzo's in here. Oh, we've got quite a few of you in here already. So excited. Guys, make sure if you have questions, feel free to ask them down in the comment section, and please share this on any platform. We are broadcasting from HAPS, which means we are multicasting to YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook as well. So please feel free to give this a share and give Grayline-I Love Rome a follow. I became a fan of them when I went to Italy. I had no clue. I never met Davide or Zena or anybody. I saw the pink bus and I was hooked. So, Davide, can you kind of give a quick overview about the kind of tours you guys can do? And then we're going to talk about Campo di Fiore, which is my favorite neighborhood in Rome.
Of course, I know that this is a place that you love in particular because you stayed here different times. You know the neighborhood better than me. That you
I
know
don't go
basically
that
everything
far.
about this place. But we are basically the history of the city of Rome for the point of view of the tours. Basically, our company, Grayline of Rome, is the first one since 1925. We are guiding the people from all over the world in the city of Rome. We are specializing tours of the Vatican museums, Colosseum, all the main sites, but also particular things if you want to make something. If you've been to Rome different times and you saw the main attraction, you can ask and we can fix something special for you. We make events, marriage, everything. So ask what you like. The difference between us and the others, and is that this company is using local experts, people that studied for years the history of the city and knows how to entertain the people in this city. So we are here, as Halle already said. If you have any question, ask us in the comment. We are here for you. Thank you, Halle.
Awesome. And of course, you guys do day trips from Rome. Like, Rome is such a great central location to see different parts of Italy, too.
Of course, we're making trips, also day trips from Rome to Venice, Rome to Naples and Pompeii, Florence, all the main places, because with a high speed train, our life changed in better. Because in like 1 hour we'll be in Naples, 1 hour and a half in Florence, and 3 hours in Venice. So it's possible to make a day trip. Also, Haile was telling me that she would like to visit a place that is just outside the city of Rome, that is called Tivoli. In Tivoli, that is a city that is like half an hour driving from Rome, you have three beautiful villas. They are Villa Adriana, the ancient villa of the Emperor Adrian, Villa d'Este, an incredible villa from the Renaissance, full of fountains, one of the most spectacular places in the world, and Villa Gregoriana, that is like a park with waterfalls. So I kindly suggest you to see these sites, because Rome is not just Rome, the city center, but there is a lot to see all around.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. I'm so excited. So, my dog's excited too. So, tell us about Campo di Fiore. What is the history here, Davide?
So, Campo de Fiori, as the name is saying, I don't know if you know something, some words of Italian, but Campo de Fiori literally means the field of flowers, because for a long time here we had the market of flowers. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Tell
hear
me
you.
some.
I put you on full
Uh,
screen so everybody can take it all in.
Okay, because I see the image frozen on my phone. But anyway, if you can see and if you can hear, is better. So this thing that this was a place dedicated to the flower market is still visible, because before the entire square was dedicated to this. Now just a section, but you can see the flower shops here all around. I hope you can see these beautiful flowers in this moment, full of colors, next to the ancient fountains, the restaurants of the city, like this one that is called La Carbonara. La Carbonara, is a typical dish of the Roman cuisine. Is made with eggs, a kind of a bacon that is called guanciale, and pepper and pecorino cheese. You can see all the flowers. If you've been to Rome, you know that this is one of the favorite places for the people to make the aperitivo, we call it in Italian, the happy hour. So you can see that it's full of people drinking our typical drink for the happy hour, the spritz, that
A
maybe
nice
is
spritz.
made with. Say it again?
I said with a nice spritz. Now, would you choose
Yeah.
flowers or carbonara, Davide? I love flowers, I really do, but I love me some carbonara.
This time I will surprise you, but I'm a big fan of flowers. I love flowers, so I will say flowers. And
Oh,
this time, yes, I'm always buying for myself roses or different flowers because I want always fresh, fresh flowers at home. So, but
absolutely. Now, I'm wondering what all of our viewers think. I'd love to know if they would choose flowers or carbonara as well. So,
of course.
Davide, now this looks different. Campo de Fiore looks very different right now in the evening versus in the morning, correct?
Correct, because Campo de Fiori is hosting during the morning a big market, a food market, a vegetable market. Basically, the entire square is covered up in tents with the stands to sell all the products. Is quite funny because you can find different things, different local products. In particular, if you are staying in Rome, not in an hotel, but in a Airbnb, for example, so you have your own kitchen, you can cook at home the product that you come here to buy. Tell me something. In this moment, you look at me or the square?
Right now, I
You
can
see
see the
me?
square.
Okay, perfect. Okay, okay. I don't know why my screen block it's frozen, but anyway, it is
No,
important
but it
that you
still
can see the
looks
square.
good. And I will say, I completely agree with you because I had an Airbnb right around the corner, like we were talking about before we went live. And it was
Okay,
so nice to get up in the morning, walk down to Roscioli, get a Maritosi or two, some cornetto cappuccino, grab fresh fruit from the market on my way back to the
okay. So you
Airbnb.
did it. Yeah, you did exactly what we were talking
Yes,
about. That is makes the it
100%.
makes is I think it makes the difference because you leave the city in part as a tourist, in part as a person living here. No, going directly to the market, buy your fresh products, and then go home and cook. So I think is the best way to feel yourself like a person living in Rome.
So, Davide, Zane brought up a great point because you guys can also arrange apartments and have connections to hotels. If you were traveling to Rome for the first time, would you
Yeah.
do a hotel or like an Airbnb or an apartment?
Uh, I will suggest if it's the first time to Rome, an hotel.
Okay.
Then, after you start knowing a little better the city, I think it's better an apartment because the first time you come to Rome, you have to be comfortable, you have to relax, you don't have to think that you have to fix the house or you have to cook at home, just relaxing. So you need just a place where to sleep and have a shower because you have to relax. Then the next time you come to because you have so many things to do. Basically, you will spend all the time outside outside the room. No, you will visit the city and the different sides of the city, and then the next time you're coming, then you will have more time by yourself. I think is different the idea because the second time you come, you already saw the main attraction. Maybe you want to see something else, but also trying to live the Roman life. So in that occasion, I think the apartment is making the difference. I don't know
Absolutely.
if you agree.
You are heading towards what I like to call my neighborhood here. Are you going to show us
Of
the
course.
hidden fresco?
Yes, I'm
Ooh,
going
you
because
guys, this is so
we are going
exciting.
to. This is like a secret place. It's connected with a way to say that we have in Rome. In Rome, we say, in Italian, I will say first, cerca Maria per Roma. That literally means looking for Mary in Rome. Why we say something like this? Because you see, we are going forwards. Like a secret passage, like a closed passage. Actually, it's not closed, but is below a vault because this was a passage of the ancient theater of Pompey. That was an ancient Roman theater that was in this place. Well, maybe you can start seeing that inside this place there is a fresco with the image of the Virgin Mary. And during the past, find this place was quite difficult. So to talk about something that is difficult to find because it was like a scavenger hunt, we say looking for Mary in Rome. I will show you this place that has still the frescoes of the past. Tell me something. Tell me. You were
Yes.
saying something? Okay.
Oh no, I'm just
Uh,
admiring it because to think how old some of these are and just how vibrant the colors still are is
Yes,
amazing.
I have to say, the place has been restored not so long time ago, and I have to say the truth. They retouch also some
Okay.
colors of this place. I have to say the truth. I can't say that these are totally the original colors from the Renaissance
Well,
because they have been retouched.
like when you go through like the Vatican, I mean, like that's just amazing to think how old
Oh,
some
in
of
the
those pieces
Vatican,
are.
everything is original because in the Vatican they did not have any colors. They just they clean it because during the time the breath of the people, the smoke of the candles is creating like a layer of dirt. On the frescoes, on the paintings, so it's very difficult, but now we have techniques to remove that layer of dirt and to rediscover the original colors of the paintings below. Is what they did basically with the Sistine Chapel, that before the 1980 was really dark, and now there are very vibrant colors. Can you see this place? Look
Yes,
the
we
shape
can.
of this palace. You see that is not flat. No, it's like
It's got a curve.
yes, it looks like a curve because it's following exactly the shape of the ancient Roman theater. You see, the buildings at the top were created exactly as following the ruins of the ancient theater, because basically this was created at the top of the seats where the people used to sit in the theater. This is the stratification of the time of Rome, and this is the richness of this beautiful city, that you have this stratification of the time. I told you different times the archaeologists is saying that Rome is made as a lasagna, no, because the different layers of the time, and this is what you can see. For example, now they are digging for to create a new line of the subway, and they are still finding a lot of things from the ancient times. Maybe last time you've been in Rome, you noticed that
Yes.
there are always excavation everywhere, and we find always new things.
Well, I mean, all roads lead to Rome, so I'm sure there's a lot of roads to look at. So, Davide, we got a question.
Yes, please.
Journey with Josh was
Can I ask you
asking
to read
how.
it?
Yep.
Sorry,
How.
can I ask you to read it for me because I can't read it?
Yep. I will read it for you. How is the COVID situation at this time, and how does it affect tourists?
So now is not that bad because fortunately a lot of people in Italian got the vaccination. Now we are talking about a third dose of vaccine. So and they are just starting with the old people or the people working in the hospitals that they had it before the others. So very soon it will be our turn because we are all we have all a double dose of vaccine, and as all over the world, even in Italy, we have some people that are against the vaccine, but they are a minority, fortunately. So we are starting taking our life back gradually. The images maybe are talking more than me. They will give you another a beautiful sign because you can see the people. Till some months ago, we could not see the streets full of people like in this moment. But now the
You
people
were
are
near one
coming
of my
back.
favorite
Everybody's starting.
places.
Yes, I came here on purpose because I know you love it. This is Roscioli. This is the forno. What is the meaning of the word forno? You can read over there. Means oven. Because here, no, they are making. It's like a bakery. Is like a place where they are making some of the most tasty things in Rome. And choosing this area to stay when you're coming to Rome is a good choice. Also because of this, Roscioli has also other two points, other two places. So one is here at the end of this road. That is like a place where you can buy food that of the maximum of the quality of every product. So it will be a little bit more expensive, but you eat the best of the best. And they have also a restaurant that is very famous, and the quality of the food is outstanding. And then some meters ahead, they have a bar where you can taste an excellent wine. But now let's go back in this direction. And in the meantime, there other questions?
So I'm actually pulling some from Instagram. And it's because a lot of my followers saw that I loved staying in this neighborhood. Can you tell everybody what's kind of near here if they decided to stay in this neighborhood when visiting Rome? Like, what are the closest attractions?
Of course, because basically you can't be more central than this, because this is the proper center of Rome. In like 3 minutes walking, four, you will be to Piazza Navona. That is one of the most beautiful squares of the city, where is the very famous, beautiful fountain by Bernini, the Fountain of the Four Rivers, full of restaurants all around the square. There is a magic atmosphere in that place. Then, if you walk other 5 minutes, you have the Pantheon. The Pantheon is the masterpiece of the architecture of the ancient times, and is a temple dating the second century that is still perfectly preserved in every single part. So it's something that you must see if you truly want to understand what a perfect architecture means. Also, this way, I'm right here. So if you continue down this road, you have the river, and then if you cross the river, because there is a bridge, you will find the Trastevere area. Trastevere is the area. Actually, let's go there. Trastevere is the area that literally means Trans Tiber, the other side of the river Tiber. And that is a very popular area full of restaurants and full of the one that in Spanish and Italian we called movida. So all the people hanging out during the night, full of bars, full of life. Even in this moment of COVID, of course, with the people that got the vaccine, no, they can hang out all together. You can eat in the restaurants only inside, only if you have the one that in Italy they will call the green pass. What is the green pass? Is the vaccination certificate that is valid after 14 days after the second dose of vaccine. That means that you can go inside the museums, inside the restaurants. Otherwise, if you don't have the double dose of vaccine, you can eat outside, because now with COVID, the city of Rome gave the permission to all the restaurants to put the tables outside. So almost all the restaurants got the table outside. And in this moment, the temperature in Rome is fantastic. It's still summer here. Today we had a peak of 30 degrees so Celsius. I'm talking about Celsius, so it should be, if I'm not wrong, 80 Fahrenheit. Correct me if I'm
I
wrong.
I will convert it right now.
Okay, Google it. I will never understand why the entire world is not using a way to measure the things. But anyway, so,
Those Americans, I tell you, it's 86 degrees Fahrenheit.
okay. I thought it was something like that. So
You're
quite
close.
hot. Yeah, quite hot, let's say. So it's a beautiful day. You can see it. There was a perfect sun. So it's not normal. I have to say the truth. It's not normal. Usually, at this time of the year, we have like 5, 6 degrees less. It's cooler, but we can't complain because it is perfect in this moment.
You guys deserve it after the last year.
Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking a lot. So
No,
if I'm talking too much, please
you
stop
are
me.
good.
So,
I'm gonna pop in here and remind people quickly. Now, remember, if you are a U.S. traveler going to Italy, we can't get the green pass. What you need to bring is your vaccine card, the original vaccine card, not a copy, with you to get into, because the Vatican's going to start requiring a green pass to visit. So make sure you have
yes.
your card with you and an ID, because I've seen where people have been turned away from different attractions because they only had the vaccine card and not the ID. So carry an ID with you as
Yes,
well.
and I can assure you that they are not making exception, because yesterday I went with a group to the Vatican museums. When we started, I asked if everybody got their certification. Then at the entrance, one lady forgot it at home and she could not get in for any reason. And also, I suggest you to take a picture of it and keep it always on your phone, both of the card and of your ID, because just in case you left it at home, at least you have that, and they will let you in. It's better
Oh,
to have the original one on paper, but I saw that they, in some places, they are accepting
a
also
copy.
the one, a copy, not the copy, but the picture on the phone.
Okay, perfect. So,
Okay.
Davide, we got another question in here, and I think it's a great question.
Oh, no.
Mark Pizzo was wondering, do you recommend getting your tickets for museums in advance? Now, I know that I'm always a fan of planning ahead, and there's also differences between skip the line, etc. So, can you tell us those options and what your recommendation is? And I'm also going to remind people, if you want to take a tour with Davide, I have a special code right here, Haley10, with you guys, so they can get a little discount on their tour as well. So, floor is yours, Davide. What do you recommend?
So, of course, I recommend, for especially for the main attraction, to take a tour with us, because you will skip all the lines and you will have a local expert that is telling you everything about the place, explaining the things, but not like it was a lecture at the university, in a funny way, no, without being boring, and that it makes, I think, the difference, because I know I studied at the university history of art. I don't want the people. I don't think that the people that are coming here, they want a lecture of history of art from the university. They want to know the curiosity, the history of the place, of course, how a particular artist like Michelangelo created the Sistine Chapel, the different curiosity. And also, in some places like the Vatican museums or the Colosseum, now because COVID, you can just show up and try to buy a ticket. You have to book it in advance. you must have a reservation because they have to control the number of people and have the data of everybody just in case they have some COVID issues. So that is mandatory. In fact, in this period, you don't see anymore the long line of people waiting to buy a ticket, waiting 2 3 hours right in front of the Vatican museums because you can't just show up. You must have a reservation, but the tickets are less. So they are running out in a few days. No, they are running out very soon. So sometimes it can be difficult to find it. So,
So,
but tell me.
Davide, what is the difference between somebody just buying a regular skip the line ticket versus buying a skip the line ticket with a tour?
That then you get in and it's such a huge place that you lose yourself, you try to see everything and then you get out and you are drunk without and you can't remember a single thing that you saw, and you don't go deep in the best things, and you don't discover the secrets behind the works of art. I think that the tour is making the difference for that, because you have someone that is guiding you through that vast area, showing you the best and the most important things, and you can find the history, you can find out the history beyond the works of art and behind the plays.
Great point. We got another question in here from Roger. Is
Yeah.
there a minimum number of guests for a tour, or are small groups okay?
It depends. It depends. We are starting our tour from. They can be or private tour with just 2 people, or they can be a group. But at least, and please, I'm asking to Zena to tell me if I'm wrong. I think the maximum of the people allowed in a group with us at the moment is 12 or 15, even
Okay.
if the Vatican is allowing groups that are bigger, but we, for ourselves, for our safety, for the people that are coming with us, we prefer to keep it smaller for the moment.
No, that is perfect. And we got a couple of awards from Pablo and Josh. Thank you. Another question.
Yeah.
Janine wants to know, is there still no photography allowed in the Sistine Chapel?
Of course, that is always like that. Unfortunately, pictures are not allowed over there. Or better, during a regular visit to the Vatican museums, you can't. But there is something. If your dream is to take picture in the Sistine Chapel, there is something that you can do. Basically,
Ooh,
you can. It's quite expensive because you have to book the Sistine Chapel just for yourself. The
how expensive
after,
is that?
I think is if I'm not wrong, is 3,000 euros, because after the closing time they will, you have a shift just for you that if I'm not wrong is 1 hour and a half. You can visit the Vatican museums just by yourself, go in the Sistine Chapel, and in that occasion they allows you to take pictures. Is something that
Wow.
I know is quite expensive, but it's the only thing. Otherwise, you go home, otherwise you buy a book and you have beautiful pictures everywhere. Anyway, so otherwise, the fact is that the guards of the Sistine Chapel are spending all day long screaming, "No pictures, no video, keep silence," because remember, the Sistine Chapel is a church,
It's the house
is
of
a
God. Yes.
holy chapel. So, and is always the most crowded place in the Vatican because the whole world wants to go there and see the masterpieces designed by Michelangelo. So, for this reason, they want you to spend less time as possible in that place. You have to leave because other people must come. I know it's terrible, but it's the only way to manage that place. Also, in the Sistine Chapel, we are not allowed to talk. Even the guides. because I'd love to explain the Sistine Chapel in the Sistine Chapel, pointing out the different things and screaming like crazy, but we can't. So for this reason, we always make an explanation in advance using some panels, some images about the Sistine Chapel. So then when we go to the Sistine Chapel, we leave free time so you can see everything, and then we live together. That
So
is the only way to do it.
Zaina just posted a question. Can we say that now is the perfect time to visit the Sistine Chapel?
Uh, Sorry, say it again.
Zaina wants to know, is now a perfect time to visit the Sistine Chapel?
Of course, of course. I kindly suggest you to come to Rome now. If you can, come in Rome in the next couple of months because the weather is still very good and there are not the big crowds that we used to have before. Because before we had from 25,000 to 30,000 people per day. That is actually crazy. Before was difficult to explain in the beautiful galleries of the Sistine Chapel, sorry, of the Vatican museums, because there was a river of people pushing you, and also in the Sistine Chapel was very crowded. But now I was there this morning, was half empty. So you can
Oh my
really
gosh.
enjoy the place, the art, the experience, because going to the Vatican Museum is an incredible experience that at least once in your life you have to do. You've been there, you know.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was busy, when I was there,
Yeah,
and that's why I keep telling people now is such a great time. Like, I can't wait to be there in 5 weeks. Even though I've been to the Vatican, like, I want to go back and experience it with like no crowds. Like, you are never going to get this. Like Zana said, you are never going to see this
but
ever
this
again.
time with who you are going to the Vatican? With
Yeah,
me, of
with
course. With
you, of course.
me. You can't go with anybody else. You must go with me. That's it.
Absolutely. Like, you guys are gonna think Davide and I are insufferable we're gonna create some TikToks. We're gonna
Yeah.
do all the things in 5 weeks.
We will do everything.
So
So
another
because
question I have from Instagram, because I did a
yeah,
little post this morning for people to ask questions,
okay.
is um how can you tell the difference between, and this is not Campo di Fiore oriented, how can you tell the difference between a real Roman Italian restaurant and a tourist trap? Davide, did that come across to you? He has a little pause. So you guys are going to deal with me for a minute. He's probably going to